Father, I came here to visit with my family. They have left me behind in this desert. Could you let me stay in your hut for one night? I will leave from here by morning.
Yes, daughter, you may stay here for one night, but I have one condition. You must do a task for me.
Of course, uncle, I will do it. Father, what is your task? I'm ready to do anything. Please just let me stay for one night.
My child, you're always welcome here. Come, let us talk inside. All right, come inside now. I will tell you the task once you are inside.
Father, I have come inside. Now what is your task? Please tell me quickly.
Patience, my child. The task is important and
I
requires
am
study.
ready, Father. I am ready.
Good, listen closely now. Daughter, be patient. I am telling you.
Okay.
All right, lie down here.
Okay.
Zara, who was a beautiful and young girl, came out of her house at night and soon reached the edge of the Thar Desert. Suddenly, she started climbing the sand dunes. One watch of the night had passed, and there was no sign of a human being far and wide. In a short while, she reached the high ground of the desert. There stood a house like a hut made of wood. Now this young and beautiful girl moved towards the hut. She slowly peeked inside through a hole and then stood up straight. Before knocking on the door, she suddenly decided to check herself. She took a mirror out of her purse. She started fixing her hair and looked at herself from top to bottom. She adjusted her dress to look even sweeter and more beautiful. When she was confident that she looked very beautiful and her youth was at its peak, she started knocking on the door of the hut. Zara continuously pushed the door and kept tidying herself up at the same time. Suddenly, the door of the hut opened, and an approximately 80-year-old man named Rahmat came out from inside. As soon as his eyes fell upon Zara, he kept staring at her. His eyes seemed to freeze. Before Rahmat could ask anything, she came and stood very close to him. Just then, Zara suddenly spoke up. I came to this Thar desert from very far away with my family to travel, but they forgot me here and left. Can you let me stay with you in this hut for tonight? Upon hearing this, a deep smile played in Rahmat's mind. Seeing such a young and beautiful girl, his heart started beating fast. Without saying anything, he came even closer to Zara and started staring at her from top to bottom. Then he started walking around her. Seeing this, Zara smiled and asked, "What happened? What are you looking at?" Rahmat now went and stood right behind her. There was a faint smile on Zara's face too, and she knew why. But suddenly she turned around, faced him, and said, "Yes, what did you decide? Will you let me sleep here tonight?" Hearing this, Rahmat seemingly went crazy. He quickly stepped forward. He grabbed Zara's hand and said, "Yes, why not? Come, you can spend the night here. Come, step inside." Soon enough, Zara went inside the hut. Rahmat also came inside behind her, smiling to himself. Upon entering the hut, Zara looked around. Meanwhile, Rahmat bolted the door from behind. Zara turned her head and asked in surprise, "What happened? Why did you bolt the door?" Rahmat said, "There is a fear of thieves and robbers here at night. Anyone can break in. That is why I bolted it." Zara smiled for a moment and said, "Oh, I see." There were 2 rooms in the hut. Then Zara went from one room to the other and asked, "Where will you let me sleep?" Rahmat laughed and said, "Sleep wherever you want." Zara said, "All right, you sleep in one room and I am sleeping in the other room." Rahmat stared into Zara's eyes for a while. Then he thought and said, "Okay, as you wish." Saying this, he went to the other room, lay down on his bed and started thinking about Zara. Zara also lay down on her bed, but kept tossing and turning. Just then, suddenly the sound of a dog barking came from outside. Zara jumped up and ran to stand near Rahmat. Rahmat was sleeping in his bed. Zara immediately sat very close to him, shook him and said, "I am scared. I am very scared." Rahmat woke up startled and sat on the bed. "What happened?" Zara said. "I won't sleep there. I am scared. I want to sleep right here in this room with you." When Rahmat saw Zara sitting so close and heard her words, a wave of happiness played in his mind. Zara also looked into his eyes and started smiling faintly. Then Rahmat said, "But there is only one bed here. Where will you sleep?" But Zara said nothing. Suddenly she held Rahmat's arm and said, "Get up quickly. Let's go outside into the desert. I am feeling suffocated." Hearing this, Rahmat started panting and immediately got up. "Come, I am taking you outside." Zara held Rahmat's hand and took him outside into the desert. The night had become completely dark. Hand in hand, Zara and Rahmat started walking in that desolate Thar desert. Walking along, they reached a sandy hill which had a depth of hundreds of feet below it. Standing on that hill, Zara looked at Rahmat and said, "Look, I look beautiful, don't I? Tell me, how do I look to you?" Suddenly, she moved towards him. In a special tone, Zara said again, "What happened? Tell me, how do I look?" A flood of joy rushed through Rahmat's heart. He understood what Zara wanted. He quickly came to her and swiftly lifted her in his arms. Then he said, "Let's go inside. You are very beautiful, very sweet." Zara also smiled and remained quiet, looking at Rahmat. Holding her in his arms, Rahmat started walking towards the hut. Just as they reached near the hut, he suddenly stopped. Remembering something, he put Zara down and started staring at her from top to bottom. Then he said, "First tell me, who are you? How is all this possible so quickly? I cannot believe it." Zara's heart started pounding. She came closer to him. Looking into his eyes, she said, "I told you, my family left me here and went away. There is nothing else. Why are you doubting?" Rahmat stared at her face once more and then said, "All right." Zara remained quiet with a faint smile. Then Rahmat said, "Come, it's late in the night. Let's go inside and sleep." Zara laughed and said, "Why so soon? Come, let's have some fun in the desert first." Rahmat also smiled and said, "Come, let's go." The night was now in its final watch, and the sky was enveloped in deep darkness. When Rahmat looked towards the cave, he danced with joy, suddenly grabbed Zara's hand and said, "Come, let's go inside that cave." Zara said, "No, it will be dark inside right now." And in no time, the two reached near that dark cave at the edge of the desert. Rahmat smiled to himself and said, "Come on, you go inside the cave." Zara looked around and then started moving inside the cave. Rahmat also entered behind her. It was a cave like a long tunnel, and the space inside was very narrow. Zara was moving forward, looking all around inside, and Rahmat was coming behind her. Suddenly, Rahmat stopped at a place where it was very deeply dark, and nearby lay a high stone on which one could find a place to lie down. Rahmat thought something in his mind and told Zara, "You must be very tired. Lie down on this for a while and take some rest." Zara smiled and said, "Yes, I am quite tired." Saying this, she climbed onto that large stone and lay down. The night was at its peak then. Rahmat and this young woman Zara were present inside the cave deep in the desert. Rahmat slowly started coming closer to Zara. Zara had realized that now Rahmat had started to like her. Just then, Rahmat came very close to her. Zara stood up and said, "Let's go back to the hut. This place is not right at all. It feels very dangerous." Rahmat said, "Okay, so soon. Let's go then." Both of them came out of the cave, climbed towards the desert, and started heading to the hut. The night was in its own rhythm, and the Thar desert was submerged in deep darkness. Rahmat and Zara now reached the door of the hut. As Zara came near the door, she suddenly stopped. Rahmat also came from behind and stood right next to her. Then Zara started dusting her dress and said, "Hey, something has gotten into my dress." Rahmat asked, "What happened?" Zara said, "A lot of mud is stuck to my dress. What should I do?" Rahmat came close to her and started dusting off her dress. Zara smiled to herself and said, "You stand right here for a minute. I'll go inside and dust my dress." Rahmat kept looking at Zara, and in an instant, Zara went inside the hut and bolted the door. Now she suddenly started looking all around the hut and checking the things here and there. After a while, she came out of the hut and stood near Rahmat laughing. Rahmat asked, "Yes, what came out?" Zara smiled and said, "It was nothing. This dress itself was bothering me. If you have any girls' clothes with you, give them to me. I will wear it." Hearing this, it was as if lightning struck Rahmat's mind. Looking at Zara, he said, "Where would I get a girl's dress from? Who are you? Where did you come to me from?" Zara said with a faint smile, "Oh, I was just saying. This dress was making me uncomfortable. I thought maybe some old clothes were lying around." Rahmat came closer and said, "Let me see." He went to a corner of the hut, took out a red-colored girl's dress from the closet, and handed it to Zara. As soon as Zara saw the dress, her heartbeat increased. Rahmat smiled and said, "Here, take this. People leave their old things behind. Maybe someone left this dress here. Later I just sell these to bring food and supplies." Zara said, "Oh, I see. All right, I will wear this and come." She took that red-colored dress and went to the other room to change clothes. Rahmat quickly closed the closet, sat down, and started thinking. The thought crossed his mind that the girl is very beautiful and sweet. I gave her the dress. Did I do the right thing? Something needs to happen. Meanwhile, Zara returned wearing that red dress and stood right near Rahmat. Rahmat just kept looking at her. She was looking very beautiful. Zara looked into his eyes and said, "Very beautiful dress." A smile blossomed on Rahmat's face, and he came closer and said, "You look exactly like the moon in this. You are very beautiful." Hearing this, Zara said with a faint smile, "Well, you are very nice too." Hearing this, Rahmat became happy and said, "Come along, let's go to sleep now. It is very late in the night." Zara said, "But I am very hungry." Looking into Zara's eyes, Rahmat immediately got up and quickly went to the corner of the hut. He took out a flatbread from the basket kept there and handed it to Zara. Zara took the bread and, looking at Rahmat, started eating it quickly. Rahmat was watching her in amazement. Just then, Zara asked, "What happened? Why are you looking at me like this?" Rahmat said, "You are looking very sweet and now I can't wait any longer." Zara smiled and said, "Have you never seen a girl before?" Rahmat, who was staring at her without blinking, suddenly stepped back and said in a low voice, "Where would a girl come from? I live here alone." Zara looked around the room and said, "Oh, I see. You are right." Just then, her eyes fell on a pair of girl shoes kept in a corner of the room. She got up, went there, and taking a shoe in her hand, said in surprise, "What is this doing here?" Rahmat got a little nervous, came closer and said, "Didn't I tell you? People leave their old things behind." Zara said, Okay. And leaving the shoe right there, she went to the other room. Rahmat also came to the other room behind her and stood behind her. Then Rahmat looked into her eyes, came very close and said, "Do not waste any more time. Come, it's late. Come along." Suddenly, Zara laughed, brought her hand near Rahmat and said, "Okay, fine, but tell me one thing. What would be your age?" Rahmat said, "It must be somewhere around 80 years." Zara gripped his arm with her hand and said, "Oh no, you don't look like an 80-year-old. Hearing this, Rahmat got nervous for a moment. Then Zara looked into his eyes, smiled and said, "What happened? I was just joking." Hearing this, Rahmat also laughed. But then he suddenly gripped Zara's arm tightly and dragged her to the other room. Zara's heartbeat had increased. Now both of them were standing near the bed in the room of that desolate hut. There was darkness all around, and just then Rahmat slowly started moving towards Zara. As soon as Rahmat came right next to Zara, Zara suddenly placed her hand on his mouth and said affectionately, Okay, stand still for a minute. Listen to what I say. Let's play a game, hide and seek. If you win, then it will be exactly as you want, and if I win, then as I want." Hearing this, Rahmat laughed loudly and said, Yes. What kind of game is this? I will be the one to win it. Come on, hurry up." And in an instant, both of them came and stood outside the door of the hut. Looking at Zara, Rahmat started saying in his mind that this crazy girl will lose to me, and after that, what I will do, she will never forget for the rest of her life. Thinking this, he started laughing. It was the last watch of the night. Darkness was spread all around and the run was about to begin now. Just then, Zara started running in that desolate Thar desert in the dark night, risking her life. Rahmat stood behind for a while, kept watching her, and then suddenly started running behind her. Now Zara was moving forward quickly through the sandy hills and rocks in that dark desert. Rahmat was running behind her like a madman to catch her. In a flash, Zara started climbing upwards. Rahmat too was running behind her, plotting in his mind his next moves after his victory, but now Zara had become tired. Rahmat saw that her speed was decreasing, so he ran even faster and suddenly came and caught Zara. Catching her, he crazily lifted her up in his arms and screamed in joy. Caught you, I have won! I have won! Now my wish will prevail!" Saying this, Rahmat immediately put Zara down on the desert sand and, in a fit of madness, started dragging her towards the hut. It was the last watch of the night, the Eye. Thar Desert too was wrapped in deep darkness, and Rahmat dragged Zara by the arm right up to the door of the hut. Then he suddenly pushed her inside and entered the hut himself too. After that, he took Zara into his room and started moving towards her. Seeing this, Zara's heart started pounding loudly. Rahmat came near her and said, "Yes, so I have won now. As you said, now my wish will prevail. You will have to do exactly as I say." As soon as Zara heard this, she realized that the matter had now gone too far. Suddenly she came to him and affectionately said, "Okay, you go to the next room for 1 minute. Let me just change my dress, then we will see." Rahmat smiled and said, "Okay, fine. I am agreeing to this at least." Laughing, he went to the other room. Finding an opportunity, Zara took something out of her purse and placed it near the wall. Then she quietly sat down on the bed. Then Rahmat started calling out, "Yes, have you changed your clothes? Come on, come on." Zara remained quiet for a few moments and then said, "Yes, I have done it. Come in." Rahmat quickly ran to Zara, laughing. As soon as he saw her, he said, "Hey, you didn't change your clothes? These are the exact same clothes." Zara stood up, held his hand, and said, laughing, "Where do I have any other clothes anyway? This is fine." Rahmat said, "All right, come, as you wish." Saying this, he suddenly trapped Zara in his embrace. Zara said, "1 minute, 1 minute." She opened her fist, which held a small bottle of medicine. She told Rahmat, "Drink this first. You will find peace in this." Rahmat, who was now completely driven crazy, quickly swallowed it. Within a short time, his head started spinning. Stumbling, he moved forward to catch Zara, but she stepped back. Then he went towards her again and suddenly grabbed her wrist. Now Rahmat started muttering under intoxication, "You are very beautiful. No one like you has ever come before." Zara saw that the work had started taking effect. Then looking at Rahmat with a smile, she said, "Disguised as an old man, you look like a good person. Then why do you do all this?" Rahmat laughed out loud. The effect of the medicine's intoxication was clear on his brain, and he said, "Am I an old man? Yes, yes, yes. I have taken the guise of an old man so that I can do my work easily and target beautiful girls like you to traffic them to other countries." Saying this, he suddenly grabbed Zara in his arms and said, "Now it's your turn." Just then, Zara landed a hard slap on his face. He felt dizzy and fell. He got up again and started to run away. But Zara landed another slap on his face, and stumbling, he fell backward right there. Right then, Zara pressed the hidden button attached to her clothes. Instantly, a commando squad reached there and pinned down that man hiding in the guise of an old man to the ground right there. Suddenly, the man in the guise of an old man screamed and said, "Catch that girl, catch her. She is saying all sorts of weird nonsense to an old man like me." Then Zara went towards the wall and picked up that secret camera which she had taken out of her purse and kept there, in which all the recordings were stored. Suddenly, she landed another forceful slap on his face and said in a stern voice, "I am a police officer, and this squad has come here on my call. We were getting complaints that you play such dirty games with innocent girls. To catch you red-handed, I myself made this whole plan and came here for this reason, so that you confess all your crimes with your own mouth and cannot deny them. So that you can get punished very soon." The face of that man hiding in the guise of an old man turned pale. Upon hearing this, the commandos dragged him and put him into a jeep. A few days later, he was presented in court. There, after seeing the video and audio evidence, that cunning criminal was proven guilty. The court pronounced a harsh punishment for him. So friends, this was our video for today. Let us know in the comments how you liked this video. Friends, these are not stories from the Quran and Hadith. These are made based on the real incidents of our society, and it is described through the Quran and Hadith how these can be solved. Let us know in the comments which country you are watching the video from. Friends, if you want to watch such Islamic stories and educational videos, subscribe to our ISLAMIC Tales YouTube channel right now. So, see you in the next video. Until then, may Almighty Allah grant us all the ability to stay on the right path. Ameen summa ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.